What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the She Said No podcast. I'm your host, Marco G, aka the Six Scale Scoundrel, and I'm here with my beautiful co-host, Gigi. Gigi, say hi.
Hi.
All right, we're off to a great start. Episode 13, Gigi. This is our first time doing one of these live, so really interested to see
One of these? Oh.
the She Said No podcast proper.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
we've never done this live before. This must be what it's like to have an OnlyFans because I feel so ridiculous right now. Don't know what what's
great.
going on here. Yeah, so this red is really, really popping on screen. I probably look more like a Oompa Loompa than I do.
It
So
looks good.
if you're listening to this in audio format, I am dressed as the Halloween Vision and Gigi is dressed as the Halloween Wanda. So very relevant, reference at this point. We had these costumes since last year. We were going to do a Halloween episode. We never came through, per usual. But here we are, a year later. And a little bit has changed, but we're excited to be here. So.
A year later, this paint hopefully is not toxic because it was bought a year ago.
My skin's burning, for sure. This is just not, I barely put one dot. It's just completely...
And still last minute putting the costumes together.
Doc Smizzle is saying Oompa Loompa is accurate. Yeah, I feel and look ridiculous. And it's just one of those things, we out here. So, Gigi, how you doing today?
Good. I had class. We got scolded by the professor. She said we're not going to make it. But, other than that, there was also a potential scare at one of the stores that's by the law school.
Like a bomb scare or?
No, somebody thought they saw somebody going into their vehicle and potentially getting a gun and going back in.
Wow. Okay. That is very intense.
I forgot to tell you that.
Well, now you're telling me, and way to...
We were safe.
Yeah, well, I hope that was just a false rumor, and So moving on from that, this is going to be, a little bit of a truncated episode of the She Said No podcast. We're going to do some of everyone's favorite segments, but because we've never done this live before, I kind of want to pare it down a little bit. So
I kind of forget that I feel like we've done a few lives.
We've done other live videos, just not the She Said No podcast. I realize I'm the only person that keeps track of what is She Said No versus not, but I am very anal when it comes to these things. So
Sure.
Yeah, I'm keeping track here. Let's check in with the chat really quick. This is a very late night stream for most people on the East Coast, so I kind of figured this would be a tough one, but we got a good turnout so far. We got the absolute legend Doc Smizzle in the house. Please tell me I'm reading this right and you guys are about to go live. Yes, here we are. We're doing this live. Padden23, hello everyone. Hey, thank you for joining. We got Equan in here. I wonder if Marco's going to slip into something sexy for this Halloween. Here I am, sexy as can be. The moment I put on this red, so I was gonna do it and not put on the makeup, and Gigi's like, no, you got to do it.
Yeah, what the hell?
So, she peer pressured me into doing it, and I feel ridiculous. In the chat, were most people like big on face painting when they were kids? Because I wouldn't let anyone touch my face. Like I wouldn't do the face painting. How about you, Gigi?
No, I don't know that I was ever like something where I had to get face paint.
You're gonna have to speak up just a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
We got Cuervo in the house. Yo, it's exciting. Hope you guys are wearing costumes. We are out here. No doubt about it. Lane Kramer's in the house. Lane, what's going on? He said, wow, late night. Yeah, Halloween, we had to do it right. And some Captain Carter fits for being one of the scarier face sculpts this year. Yeah, I think he's referencing the cover art there. I am here, and this is one of the more ridiculous things I've ever done. If I ever run for office, I'm sure this will be held against me fully, but I'm sure I have plenty of other things. Danny Lee, wow, this is live. Yeah, we decided we're going to do this one live. It felt special enough that we should share these really, really dumb costumes. I mean, Gigi looks great. She's a knockout. Me, on the other hand, what am I even doing? I've got the glove as well. If the glove don't fit.
Stop.
Anyways, okay, so Doc Smizzle, Marco got a lot of sun. No doubt about it. Cuervo's saying we're cute. At least one of us is cute. Kat says hi. Kat, I hope she had a great birthday. I hope you spoiled her, Cuervo. Thank you both for popping in here. Lane Kramer saying you're both amazing there. Let's see. Equan saying, is that red paint or is Marco blushing? A little bit of both, honestly. The paint is hiding my blushing of how embarrassed I am to be doing this. But Lane Kramer, Marco the Tomato Man. I'm just not... I've done plenty of ridiculous things in my
Yeah,
life.
what
I'm
the
just
hell
playing
you've
it
been-
up. You know,
You've done way worse.
I have. Doc Smizzle again. Oompa Loompa is accurate. Yeah, it's something. It's something here. Cuervo. Cat says, Marco, do you need aloe for the sunburn? I just might. Danny Lee. What is Pancake dressed as? No costume for her this year. She hates being dressed up. Go ahead.
She freezes and pretends she can't walk. So
She just gets stiff as all hell, like a little roadkill. And so, yeah, we try not to dress her because it just traumatizes her. But she's got a lot of costumes, so. Look at you guys. Marco is hella blushing. Yeah. Let's see. Lena saying, man, it makes me wish we got a Wanda Halloween costume from Hot Toys. I am saying that is the 2-pack that they should have given us. Come on, that would have just been so fun. I get that they've way overproduced so many figures, but that would have been a really cool one to add. Kat says, Gigi fire. Yeah, she's a knockout. Which one do you want me to highlight, Gigi?
nothing. Go ahead.
We got the insane one in the house. What's going on, insane one? Thank you for joining. We got absolute Irwin in here. Love it. Awesome costumes, Marco, Gigi, and Pancake. Hey, what's going on? Yep, we got the whole crew here. Let's see. We've got Happy Halloween. Yeah, I hope everyone ate lots of candy. I had almost no candy today. I'm a little disappointed. But I guess that's what happens when you don't have kids and you don't make an effort to go to the store. So, and you don't go into the office like I didn't today. We got Eddie Rodriguez in the house saying, I absolutely love the costumes. Hey, thank you for that. Padden23 saying WandaVision live stream. Let's see. I'm going to try to just get as caught up as possible. Okay.
Sorry, I'm wearing gloves, so I can't.
Leighton Richards says Pancake is Agatha. Which one? That's
Oh,
perfect.
yeah, there was a dog. That's it. No, that's good. Go ahead.
Mario's also saying, Gigi, could you please speak up? You know, she's like, I'm not that. I'm like, come on.
Marco,
let's say something.
Once you piss me off, it will get going.
There we go.
Let's just
Which
go.
one did you want me to highlight?
No, you're fine. Go.
Oh, okay.
See? Here we go.
Here we go. We're already off to a fight. We're going to do it live this time, though. Ben Thomas show in the house saying we look amazing. Thank you for that. And we got Ninja Squirrel in here saying, what up, guys? Happy Halloween. Thank you all for joining. I think I got everyone there. So, Gigi, we're going to start off with everyone's favorite segment, What's on Tap. So, as a reminder, What's on Tap is what we're reading, what we're watching, what we're listening to. I think there's one that we can just kind of definitively say it's perfect for this season, Los Spookies on HBO Max. Gigi, tell them why we like it so much.
Sorry, my mask is falling off. It's in Spanish, and it's kind of like Portlandia, but way better. I couldn't get into Portlandia, but it's the same producer, director. I don't know.
Yeah, Fred Armisen, I think is his name. Yeah, he was on SNL.
90% in Spanish, and it's hilarious. If you don't speak Spanish, some of the things might get lost because they speak
slang, right?
Yeah, like their slang, it's like proper slang.
And I guess for someone who speaks minimal Spanish, like it was, number one, it was cool because like I feel like, okay, I'm like learning a few things. Because yeah, it's like at least 98% in Spanish, if not more. But it's still hilarious. Even reading the subtitles, absolutely great show. So what is it about, Gigi?
It starts with the quinceañera, so obviously you know it's gonna be perfect. And it's like a Halloween themed, and it's like a group of friends who are really into spooky stuff, and so they have like almost like an event planning type of thing, but then they like different customers want different things, and so they solve their problems by doing these like spooky things.
Wow, that was very concise and way better than I could have said it. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Go check it out. It's on HBO Max here in the States. I'm sure it's available on a lot of different platforms.
And it came out in 2019, which I'm very late to, but...
Yeah, I guess so. But
so it is.
So hopefully there'll be more seasons on the way. House of the Dragon I watched by myself. You kind of watched it? How did you follow along with House of the Dragon?
I look up on Instagram like memes, and you know, like the algorithm will kind of just give you what happens. Don't do that face.
I just look terrible in all lights right now. So
you look fine. Stop being self-conscious. And so I kind of get what happens based on that. And then so I like watching what is it? Where they do like a review type thing?
The New Rockstars breakdown. Yeah.
So I watch it without watching it.
There you go.
Just perfect.
So yeah, so that's how Gigi follows along. You know, with her minimal time being in school, that's really how things are going. So A few people in here. Cuervo saying loves how Mexican Los Spookies is. Yeah, just so freaking good. Christian Lopez in the house. What's going on? He's saying nice costumes. Thank you for that. We got Riley reviews. You guys, you look amazing. Thank you, Riley. Appreciate you stopping by. Danny Lee saying, I heard Marco order in Spanish at the panaderia. Yeah, ordering food is kind of my cutoff. Even then, it's outside of my comfort zone, but I can kind of get into my groove. Like, okay, I know a few words here.
When we first started dating, he asked, "Me da una bolsa?" He was trying to ask for water, but he asked for a bag. So close.
Yeah, I don't know how I got that one so wrong, but yeah, here I was. Lane Kramer, have a good show. I think he's going to bed. Lane, thank you for popping in for a bit. I know it's a late one for you. So, and Cuervo's saying self conchas. Yeah. I love, I don't remember exactly when you said that, but yeah, one of the all-time Gigi classics there. So anything else on tap? You reading any books right now?
We're watching The White Lotus, the second season.
Oh gosh, yes.
So good. Just one episode is out. I read 4 books. I'm on my 4th one. All very sad. I don't know why they would give me. One of my friends recommended these books and they are very sad. I did cry. I never cried reading, and I cried during 2 of the 4 books.
Yeah, that's like the last thing you need is like sad stuff. But you know what? So Danny's saying, I was going to start White Lotus season 1.
Oh, so good, Danny.
Definitely watch season 1. Season 2 is starting off with a bang, just the 1 episode, but yeah, so good. Eddie Rodriguez is saying a bag of water. I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
What you were asking for at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Said, me da una bolsa. I was like, wow, I'm so impressed.
Oh, man. We got Bed Thomas in the house right here. Okay, so Gigi, we're going to do it a little different here. We're going to do the topic of the show in the middle because there's something that I wanted to discuss with you. And then we're going to do the Gigi judges at the end, and I think that'll be it.
I'm already upset.
You're already heated by that. Okay, So this is something that I brought up to Gigi a while ago now. It might have been about a month ago, if not more. She said, save it for the podcast. We'll talk about it then. So long and short of it is I've ordered Maji cases. I've ordered 3, I believe they're DF 110s or 120s. Someone who maybe has Maji cases could correct me, but they won't be going behind me here, but they'll be going on the opposite wall. So I've got like a good setup for them. I kind of had a change of heart though. I was like, maybe I won't put them in this room. Maybe I will put them in our detached. It's a detached garage that's been converted. So one half is Gigi's office, and there's a full bathroom in there. And then the other half is pretty much storage, but we got some other uses going on there. And I was like, I could actually do a full studio over there. Go ahead, Gigi. Go ahead. And
said there,
DF 120. Thank you for that, Doc. Appreciate you, bro. Of course, I knew he would know.
Of course.
Knew that he would know. So I thought, I'll put this in the back, and I'll have like a great studio setup. I'll put all my recording equipment back there. Gigi's been pretty adamant since day one. No hot toys outside of this room. And then especially not expanding back there where we've got like a little home gym and some other storage.
It's storage.
So, yeah.
You saw the boxes.
Yeah, there you go.
You follow his Instagram.
Yeah, we put it on Instagram. It's a work in progress for sure. So Gigi, what are your thoughts on me doing a studio in the back? Mm-hmm.
The compromise was that you had this room all to yourself. You could dictate, you could put whatever you wanted in here, right? That was the big thing. So why would you have 2 spaces? Why would you have a studio in the back and this room? Please explain.
Yeah, so I think, this room that we're in right now, obviously we're sitting on the couch. I think last LWO, everyone was giving me a hard time, like, get Marco a chair. Well, it's kind of a bootleg setup, but it's basically like our second living room or theater room. And then I just have my figures displayed everywhere. One of these days I'll do a room tour, but just kind of waiting for one last piece to come in. So, it's not really designed for a studio, or like a streaming setup, because I don't really have a chair. I got to tear everything down every time I stream. So I was like, okay, I could do something a little bit more permanent. And why don't I put my nice Maji cases behind that permanence? And it would just be kind of a win-win. This room would be a little less crowded, but then I'd also be able to display my Maji cases and then have them on every live stream. So it felt like a great compromise, but it sounds like you're not on board.
No, why would you get 2? That does not answer my question. Why do you have 2 spaces?
Because it's 2 different functions. Streaming would no longer go on in here. This would just go back to being the theater room. and we wouldn't do the podcasting here. We do it in the back.
But that's still your space. I only have my half of my office. That's all I have. So...
Well, eventually we're going to make it all one space. But I'm just saying in the meantime, in the interim, before you graduate.
Why would you get 2 spaces? That's not answering my question.
I'm telling you, because it's 2 different functions. This would just be the theater room that would have some figures on display. And then back there would be a podcasting room or streaming room that would then have figures on display as well.
No, this is your space. You can convert this space. I don't need a second living room. You can convert this space to whatever you want. So if that's what you want, then convert this space to whatever you want. It's your space.
I'm just saying it wouldn't work that way.
It would.
Let's see. Doc's asking, am I allowed to have... Yeah, I'm only allowed to have one space.
Thank
it sounds
you.
like... Cuervo's saying, that idea sounds very logical. He's very vision right now. Yeah, it's like the I don't know if you've heard of the ship of Theseus. Is that the correct friend?
Don't say words I don't know. I'm going to take him
Collecting weekly, send me. Oh, man. What's going on, Zach? Thank you for joining. I don't know where the heck we're sending him, but...
Oh, the link of open invite.
Oh, got it. Yeah, Zach.
Only if you're wearing a costume.
Oh, okay. That's where the gauntlet has been put down. Sorry, Zach. But you text me if you're wearing a costume. So why should Marco be allowed to have 2?
Exactly. Yes, that is the question.
I think I've explained it pretty perfectly.
No, you get one space. You can do whatever you want to the space. So if you want a chair, if you want a streaming studio, put it in here. It's a bedroom. It's bigger than your space back there.
It just won't fit with the module cases. That's the thing.
Then you don't get... I'm just... pick and choose,
I shouldn't have had this conversation online because I'm getting a little upset now. And I'm going to start using some of my powers. And Danny's saying, don't let Zach on. That's awesome. Baby Boy saying, this is the content I didn't know I needed. What's going on, Baby Boy? I hope you're enjoying the costumes. Yeah, she's about to put on another one of these gloves. That might mean something's going down. Equan saying, Marco, call in that lifeline. Yeah, I might need help here, everyone. We got Blackbird Tech in the house. Hey, everyone. What's going on? Cuervo's also saying, don't let Zach in. Zach saying, Gigi, you look very lovely. Okay, Eddie Rodriguez. Second room is anonymous meeting time. I don't know what that means, but okay. Any clue what Eddie's talking about there? All right. Blackbird, great costume, Gigi and Marco. Thank you for that, Blackbird Tech.
It only took us a year to put them together.
We just moved very
and
slowly.
We were late.
Oh my gosh.
God,
Zach, that's a little morbid. Moving on from that. Nicolio, the great and powerful, is in the house. Have a fun time at La
Tomatina.
Oh, is that because I'm looking like a tomato?
Yes.
Is that what's going on here? Oh man. Just say you earned it, Marco. Yeah, this is this conversation's not going well for me right here.
You haven't, why would you get a second space? You have one space. I have one space. It's only fair.
I mean, I think I've explained it pretty perfectly well. So I think there's a matter of whether you want to allow it or whether it makes sense. I feel like it makes logical sense, but you just don't want it to expand outside of this room.
And why would you get 2 spaces?
Well, you got to expand. You got to expand the conversation because you keep asking the same question.
Well,
and
you
it's
don't
like a circular
answer it.
argument. I am. I'm saying it's 2 different
spaces.
spaces. There's 2 different spaces and 2 different functions within those spaces.
No, but you don't get 2 spaces.
I'm
one
saying
space.
This room doesn't comfortably house both spaces.
Okay, well, get creative.
This is my creativity right here.
No.
We got this bootleg setup here.
No.
All right. Sounds like
why don't
sounds like we're not
if that's
going
what you
to
want,
make any
then why
progress
don't you migrate everything into that half office?
So I think that's the plan. Is eventually when we expand that into one space, that'll be kind of our second theater room. I'll have all my figures on display there. It'll be a paradise and everyone is invited. Let's see. Doc Sizzle saying, Marco, this is what you do. When the boxes arrive, just be sure you've sent her out for the spa day and build everything in the other room before she gets home. Doc, that sounds incredible.
So many problems with that sentence or 2 sentences, okay? If you know, Marco, it takes some years to do anything.
Yeah, the one Magic case I have, it took me almost all morning. But, now I've got that skill that's a bit more sharpened. And, Doc, I think that's a great idea. Just in case, DM me your address, just in case I need somewhere to crash. if it doesn't go well. But Cuervo saying, let's put this to a vote. I think this is one that Gigi will not be putting up to a vote because she got her, excuse my language, ass handed to her last time we had this argument.
You all let me down. I don't even want to think about that. Shame on all of you.
Let's see. Riley's asking, have we seen Black Adam? How many pancakes? Gigi, not that she refused, but she was just like, I don't have time to see these movies. I went to go see it. I would say at least like 7 out of 10 pancakes. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. It was an incredibly stupid movie, but most of the DC movies are, and I love like what it set up. So yeah, I think it was a fun addition to the DCEU, even if they've got no like path forward. Well, I think now that they've hired some heads of the studio, so hopefully things are shaping up. Cuervo saying, I say you build a second story in that ADU. Cuervo, something that we're talking about for sure.
Yes.
Like maybe the loft up top would be the theater portion, and then we have a bedroom downstairs. But that's all stuff to be discovered in the future.
TBD.
Let's see. Danny saying, I'll help you build the Magic cases in your second space, Marco. My man, Danny. Okay, bro. I might need to come stay with you as well. So just in case, but yeah, come on down. Riley's got perfect advice. I love that Riley's got advice for me, but he's a wise man, so let's see it. Move all your DTOFs on your nightstand. Gigi will love it. Oh, so we just put the DTOF should just be our nightstands. That's a great idea, Riley. Wise beyond his years. Gigi is coming for Elizabeth Olsen's job. Yeah, she's crushing it with this costume, I have to say.
She's a bruja.
No, because you look great. As upset as you're making me right now, you do look beautiful, and it's hard to be mad at you. When Equan saying, this sounds eerily like a conversation I just had with the wife. You just have to slowly move the stuff in there, very slowly. Equan, I am working on it, but I was trying to be a man of reason. Trying to reason with her and just be like, hey, this could be really cool. I'll have a full-blown streaming setup that will look awesome. We'll both podcast there professionally.
Oh,
but you know what?
It's for me as well.
Yes, of course. You're you're the guest host of this podcast. Why
didn't you just say that?
Of course.
Wow.
Zach saying, Marco, you can stay with me. Oh, appreciate you, bro. Okay, on my way, actually.
He would never survive in the humidity of that is Texas.
Eddie Rodriguez is proclaiming
Eddie.
right now that Gigi wins. Yeah, I think she did win, and I'm not going to argue too hard on this one because I'm very happy to have the space I have. It was just a creative idea that I wanted to float, but you know what? You win some, you lose some. Cuervo saying 6.75 pancakes for Black Adam. Yeah, I'd put it about there. There was some really cool stuff in there though, honestly. Zach saying, question, does a mask satisfy the costume requirements? Wow, yeah, if it's like a luchador mask, hop on in here. I'm gonna send you a link right now, Zach. We were just messing around.
Okay, I'll continue reading.
Let's see.
Cuervo said, Marco DM me for architecture. There you go, Cuervo. Okay, sorry, I don't know how to work this. Anyway, so now that we can move on from this particular, I do have a few questions. Does anybody give out candy? Like, do you all get trick-or-treaters in your neighborhood? Because I think we get one. But do you all? I would love to pass out candy.
I know we had one group come through. I think the problem is we're not too far from a busy street. So like you walk one street over and it's way more quiet. And like our street is very quiet as well, but that might put off most parents from bringing their kids like directly here. Mm-hmm. They'd probably start like one street over. And that's probably what I would do as well if I was a parent. So we got one. But what was the question for everyone, if you wouldn't mind repeating it?
If they hand out candy, like do you get any trick-or-treaters? Because we only got the one, right? And I think that's been...
it was actually 2 boys. So, but yeah,
wow.
Just one group.
Eddie said that he does. Do you dress up when you do it? Because I feel like that would be, right? I love dressing up, like costume stuff. Like Halloween is my favorite. But Marco's, I mean, clearly it took him 2 years. And he didn't want to wear the face paint, which is... Eddie said he hands out fingers. Okay, and Doc still said, I go out trick-or-treating with the kids, so I don't know if people come to our door, but my street doesn't have a huge Halloween activity. We usually go a block or 2 over.
Awesome. Doc, did you dress up with the kids as well this year? Or?
Oh, I love when people dress up in theme.
So full disclosure, I don't think we've dressed up in Halloween costumes maybe for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think the last time we were... I was Princess Leia.
in Boba Fett. I think that was the
Yeah.
last time we like did it in earnest. And then we had a few other costumes that we were like, okay, like we got all the stuff to make it.
Yeah.
And then the time came around, obviously, because she's been in school for like forever. It's like, it just gets really busy this time of year, and then we just don't follow through.
Yeah.
So I think we still have some of those bits of those
Oh
costumes.
yeah,
but
we have a ton of costumes actually.
when we first started
yeah.
dating, we were
Yeah,
we would
yeah.
dress up like every
forgot
year.
about that.
I think one year we even had 2 different costumes for 2 different parties.
Yeah.
We were very fancy back then. Let's see. Cuervo's saying, kids got sick, so we couldn't go out. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cuervo. Dang. Hope everyone is feeling just a bit better quickly. Let's see. I was Captain Planet this year.
How
Eddie
cool.
Rodriguez. That is amazing. I need to
love
see the
that.
pictures of that. That is awesome. Doc is saying, I had my Jedi robe and a lightsaber. Next year going as a Ghostbuster again with the HasLab.
Cute.
Of course you have the HasLab Proton Pack. I'm not even like a huge Ghostbusters head, but that is one that I would have loved to add, honestly.
I love the costumes. I love when people dress up that way.
Yeah, Ghostbusters is just such a classic costume. That's so good. Eddie Rodriguez, I got Butterfingers and Kit Kats for days.
The small ones or the regular sized ones? I feel like that's
You said the bangers, so yeah. I feel like only the 1% hand out the full size though. Like to do that, especially in this economy, come on. What are we saying? No trick-or-treaters, it's rare.
Yeah.
So
I didn't see I think a lot of people do like trunk or treat, right? Where they do the car, like a lot of cars get together and then they have candy in their trunks.
yeah.
I think it's like for safety reasons or whatever.
And yeah, I guess like maybe more parents are scared now because of like the messaging. I think it's not new though, the messaging that law enforcement puts out about like potential things that's in your kid's candy. And so people may feel more comfortable just going directly. But yeah, it's kind of wild, that messaging, but that's neither here nor there. He said, yes, sir. So does that mean the full size ones? Oh my. Oh no, he said, let's see. Ninja Squirrel in here. Yeah, you have to make the kids feel as good with their haul as you did years ago when you look at what you got back home. Plenty of treats. Best was Ghostbusters with Proton Pack. Theme tune blasting. Heck yeah, that's awesome. So let's see. Let's take this one. Equan, do y'all prefer right or left Kit Kat? Ooh, strongly a right Kit Kat type of guy. But if I'm being honest, Twix is a bit more my speed. But Gigi, how about you?
Reese's.
You don't like the sticks at
No.
all, though? Okay, just the cups.
Why do I gotta share?
Yeah. All right, let's see. Look out, parents. People are putting Madden 23 in their candy bars. Now that's a scary thing right there. Oh, my. Ninja Scroll, just don't hand out weed gummies. I mean, again, the stuff is so expensive. Who would really hand... Also, if you're doing nefarious things, out of your home is probably the least smart thing to do it out of. But not saying it doesn't happen, but Andy Rodriguez is saying full size. I'm handing out cavities. That is amazing. And Cuervo, the last question we'll take here, and we'll go on to Gigi Judges. Thoughts on Smarties?
I don't know what that is.
I think they're like the sour ones.
I like sour candy, but I've never heard of these.
Okay, I do like Smarties, actually.
Okay.
Honestly, I will eat pretty much every candy, but the chocolate ones are my favorite. Snickers.
Oh.
What was that face about?
I thought you were saying chocolate Smarties. I was like, you just said sour.
Also today, when I was talking, and I feel like I was making some good points, my boss had this listening face, like, and then I asked her, I was like, do you guys like, or sorry, did you hear something different? And she's like, sorry, like, oh yes. She's like, I was just processing. I have a really bad poker face. I was like, okay. She was making it look like, you're a dumbass. Why are you saying this? My guy, Zach.
I found a
Oxfather.
costume for you.
Wow, that is incredible, man.
You look like a DJ.
You do. A Daft Punk.
Also,
This is so good.
a Halloween miracle, Marco. I found my manscaper while I was looking for this costume.
Wow. Okay. So,
It's
and how
been
long has that been
since
missing?
I moved in.
Holy cow! So you can get back to.
I'm gonna be
It's
stick and
unfortunate.
spin tomorrow for
Yeah,
the holiday
it's
season.
Unfortunate you didn't have that for Oxcon, but we worked past it. So,
Yeah, of course.
so Cuervo's asking thoughts on Smarties. What's your thought on Smarties, and what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Smarties are they look like little pills, right? They're like the big circular.
I think
Chalky
so. The
candies?
little MDMA's, yeah.
I actually like them.
Okay.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, because they got that tartness to them. I think those are
Yes.
some bangers.
Yes.
Let's see. So Blackbird Tech. I want to hear if you took Phoebe trick or treating, but let me catch up with the chat here. So took my kid trunk or treat last week. They had games and food too. We had lots of fun. That sounds awesome. Games and food. That sounds like the perfect environment, honestly. Smarties are chalk, Dr. Mizzle says.
That's you're not wrong.
Let's see. DJ Ren, yes. Doc Smizzle saying, "Oh, hey, look, Zach moved back into his new house already."
They were so confused.
Let's see. Nicolio saying, "Smarties are crunchier M&Ms here down under." Oh, okay. Crunchier.
Wow.
Okay. I didn't even know that was a thing. Padden 23 saying, "Radio host Kylo Ren." Let's see. Let's catch up here. Boom. All right. So, Zach, did you take Phoebe trick or treating tonight?
I did. So in our old neighborhood, we didn't have a lot of houses that did trick or treating, and then we also didn't have a lot of trick or treaters. Same with my parents' house. They live at the end of a cul-de-sac that's really dark, and no one at the beginning does that stuff, so you can't really see their house.
Like walled off at that point.
Yeah, so they were looking forward to us being able to host at this new place, and I was kind of nervous. Like when it first started, we only got like 1 or 2 kids, and they were doing like where you drive up instead of like walk.
Okay, got it.
And
to
so
be clear, though, the kids
weren't
weren't driving up, right? Their parents were driving them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right.
So I was kind of worried because
It was a joke. Come on, y'all need to
because
like
one,
So
gas
anyway,
is expensive right now.
Wow. So anyway,
Gas is expensive right now.
yeah.
And 2, we have that one car thing going on, and Victoria's car's almost out of gas. We would have to like get all these rearranging going on.
Oh my.
But
okay.
we did, and there was a shitload of kids in this new neighborhood. It was wild.
what was the best costume?
Mine, obviously. No, just kidding. There was 2. Well, no, 3 actually. I really liked. There was like 5 kids dressed as bananas. A lot of bananas this year. I don't know. Maybe I
Wow.
missed something.
That must be like a new trend.
It must be from Fortnite or something.
Yeah. Oh, it has to.
There was
it
this
has to be that.
girl. She dressed as Harley Quinn, but she had went all out, like the hair and like the everything.
Like the animated version, or which iteration?
The new one, the Suicide Squad one.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay.
And then there was just like some creative, like I don't really know the characters, but like, like there was a Harry Potter kid. He looked pretty cool. His mom and his whole family dressed up too. Vivi saw a lot of her friends from her class, which was really cool. She liked that. But yeah, it was like packed. Like we bought like 10 pounds of candy, I guess, like 3 huge bags. And we were out like within like 45 minutes.
Oh wow.
pretty wild.
Okay, so it got popping real quick.
Yeah, and then we also gave away like because our street's kind of dark at night, we gave away like glow sticks, like the ones that you can make like a little bracelet out of.
Oh, that's nice.
So we gave away like 100 of those.
Oh dang. Okay, you guys did it
wow.
really big.
Yeah, my ring was going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I should have muted it, but it was just like, I was dealing with all this stuff, and like probably about 45 minutes in, my parents were like, yeah, we're out, so let's just go inside and hang out. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, glad to hear. Glad to hear you guys had a good Halloween. Yeah, I do miss those days of trick or treating, and yeah, that's great to be able to live that through the eyes of your family and of Vivi. So Doc Smizzle's saying, my kid didn't want to be a banana this year. I was proud of him. He get past his own costume and was a were-dragon. So like a werewolf and a dragon, huh? Wow, that sounds incredible. I would love to see how that came to be. Leighton Richards
That's
saying
what I
minions.
thought, minions, but
Oh man. Oh yeah, the
they were
bananas. I
definitely
get that. So Zach, we were waiting for you, and you're actually right on time. We're gonna do a little Gigi judges here.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure out how we incorporate you, because the first one we got some fun with it here.
Oh,
Gigi
I'm
does
fine
not know.
to just enjoy the magic happen. The third wheel makes
No.
a tricycle,
Well,
so.
we want to talk. We want to talk with you. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit more on Collecting Weekly tomorrow about a lot of these. But so Gigi has not seen a lot of these figures so far. But Gigi, this is the Peggy Carter from. Oh my gosh, Zach, help me. What is the name of
What
this
If?
show? What If? There
What
you
If?
go. So Marvel What If. So this
Actually,
is
I think
if
it's
she
also from that new movie, right? The Doctor Strange. I think she was in it too.
yeah, she appears in Multiverse of Madness as
There you
well,
go.
which Gigi saw and enjoyed, right? So this is like, what if she got the super serum instead of Cap? So this figure is obviously like in an animated style.
Okay, I was gonna ask that.
And so what I did here, so here's a few pictures of what the figure
Wait,
looks
go
like.
back to that
And-
picture. What the hell?
Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
listener to Kothri asked to put side by sides of the
way.
figure and then what the actual actor looks like, because sometimes Gigi struggles with like, what do they look like? So we
No, they
we
put
want
the
to
silencers on those bad boys. My goodness.
100% put the silencers on this.
Christ.
So
Who is this
I just
lady?
I just don't even understand how they came out
love.
with this on the left.
But it's an animated, right?
But in the show, though, okay, I don't know that she was necessarily stacked like this, but she's big, like she's bulky, she's thick in the show. So just this body is just so thin, like it's just not, it ain't right. I think it's a war crime, honestly, what they've done to our girl. So, Gigi, I want you to rate a few things overall. Number one, the head sculpt. Obviously, it's animated, but what do you think of the head sculpt and just the style overall? And you can give it a pancake rating, and then the figure overall, you can give it a rating.
Okay, I do have a question. So, the girl, the actress, is she the one in the movie?
Yes, she's the one in the movie, correct.
Okay, it does not look like her at all.
Yeah, they kind of like did her hair kind of weird. I should have, if I
But-
was really smart, I would have added a picture of that. But you know
I think
what?
you did fine, Marco, if I'm being
Yeah.
completely honest.
But
This is
she, the figure looks like what I remember from the movie. So, I don't know if that counts. Like, I don't think
okay.
that...
It's captured the spirit of the
Yes,
character,
like,
is what you're
when
saying.
I think of
okay.
Peggy Carter, that's what I think of.
Okay,
not
fair enough.
This other one.
Fair enough. And I know her hair's different and her costume might be a bit different in Multiverse
Well, I
of
think-
Madness, but
And Peggy, no, and well, whatever the movie that I saw it in,
Mm-hmm.
her hair was like this because it was like a pinup type thing because it was in the whatever era. So I feel like
yeah.
that's pretty spot. Like I think, I mean, especially for an animated
Mm-hmm.
figure, I think that does look like her, and I can tell that it's based on an animated. I don't know if that was the point, but I can tell it was based on an animated, whatever person.
Okay. Yeah, so that is the point, right? It's not a lifelike head sculpt. It's an animated head sculpt. So the figure overall, so $220. I'm not going to discuss the price of all these because as we get in, there's going to be some weird conversion stuff. But also I want to point out that ain't right either.
Yeah,
She
you
has
did.
just as much on the back
Dude,
as she
that
does on the
super
front.
serum worked all of that.
So how many pancakes would you give this figure? You know, seeing kind of this limited sliver of photos.
For it being based on an animated series or animated character, I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. So you think
Like
it
when
looks
I
cool,
look at
though?
it,
Uh-huh.
I think of Peggy Carter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could tell it's her.
Okay. Yeah. So it's
When I
it's
look at
doing
the
the
actress,
job.
that doesn't do
Okay.
it.
And do you think like the price warrants like this style, or do you appreciate them doing like something different and doing it in animated?
Yeah, I think. Well, I think people who like the show, I mean, I don't know, they probably like it. I can definitely see some people thinking that it looks too much like a Barbie, because the hair is kind of, it doesn't have that individualized hair texture, even if it's. Don't tell me.
You know
It's not
this.
rooted. It's sculpted.
Bang! Wow, you learned a lot. Very, very impressed.
But yeah, I can still tell that it's based on an animated. So yeah, I think they did a good job on it. I'm obviously not too. Okay, let's talk about the body
Yeah, let's talk about
because
the body yaddy.
you all did not have a problem when. Don't tell me. The clown girl.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn came out looking like she did.
You're
don't tell
saying
me-
the figure,
She was
or
accurate though.
No, not at all.
I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I don't know if that's on my end or what, but yeah. So Margot Robbie kind of has, you know, she's thick, but she's not like
She's not
super
thick.
super thick.
No, she does not have hips. The figure has some legs on, like some.
I see. So you're saying they went the other way with it?
Yeah.
That is not comic
Margot
accurate
Robbie
or
does
film
not have
accurate.
a butt, and they gave her a big butt and thick legs. Like that's not what the actress. And I didn't hear anybody complain. Okay.
Zach was the voice of reason.
So for everybody to be like, well, or for you to, not everyone, because I really, whoever, everybody else is complaining, or whatever, statements. You were like, oh, the figure is like, doesn't have boobs, doesn't have this. I was like, okay, well, you were very, very content with the Harley Quinn. So, and that was not accurate. So be consistent.
Okay. That's a fair criticism. All right. Zach, what are your thoughts? I know we're going to talk a bit more on Collecting Weekly about this figure, but what do you think about this release?
Can you go? Yeah, go left. Left. Oh, that's a real pancake right there.
Yeah. How many pancakes? That's all of the pancakes.
I like the blogger photos, but when I compared them to what it should look like, yeah, it's not good. It's not particularly good. Even like the Marvel Legends got it right, like that body proportion, that very heroic proportion. I give this like maybe 6 pancakes, maybe 5. I wasn't a big fan, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm right there with you. I would end up somewhere in that range. I'm just going to say it's 6 pancakes because I can appreciate them attempting something different. So, Gigi, remind the audience again, what was your pancake rating?
I think I said 7 or 6.5. 7. I do think so. Eddie says that the outfit is dope. I do agree with that. I think that the little, I don't know what this is called. The
uniform is dope. Yeah, like the tailoring.
Yeah, I think the tailoring, they did a good job.
That's a strength of the figure for sure.
Yeah. And then somebody said there's America's ass, and then there's just, well, I think it's not American, right?
British.
No, but that's from Avengers Endgame, remember?
Yes, of course.
Well, okay, then your comment didn't make a whole lot of sense, but yeah, she is Captain Britain.
He said and then there's whatever that is. And
Braden saying if you don't like it, don't buy it. Gigi 2022.
That's right, Braden.
You.
My man.
Corvo saying her body overall should be bigger and better proportions in the shoulders. Yeah, just overall, it's just pretty small, given that she was jacked up on the juice. She was on that super soldier serum, so she should be just thicked out.
I would be interested to see, not too interested, but where you have to get it, but interested to see how it would measure up to like Captain America in size, because right there, if they're both on.
And I'm sure folks have those comparisons out there somewhere with them side by side. So, okay, I think we spent plenty of time on this figure. I'll finish up here with Blackbird Tech. He says, I feel too this figure was rushed out so Hot Toys can focus on other releases. My 2 cents. Yeah, Blackbird Tech, I think we're going to see a lot more of that, and I've kind of seen that with Hot Toys. Like the cable wasn't particularly strong. This is another one, like, these kind of, I don't know, C-tier characters, if not lower. These are ones that they can, probably not super high batches that they just get out. Let's just get out because we have so many to focus on. So Yomo saying, I prefer Hot Toys to do a Multiverse of Madness version of her. Yeah, I think a few others were saying that as well. I would agree. I'd be interested in that one because I thought it was cool in her limited appearance there. So Eddie Rodriguez is asking, doesn't she have a motorcycle? They show it in the blogger photos, but she doesn't actually come with one. So yeah, that's...
sold separately.
So they just don't make it. It was from a different release or something along those lines.
I think it was CGI. It didn't even look like a real thing.
It might be, right? So, all right, one last look at that picture, and then let's move on here. So, Gigi, we're going to get to InArt, everyone's favorite topic. We're not going to talk about the Joker. Don't want to get you worked up about all the Jokers I have coming in, all right? But this Batman... I know you already were not a fan of...
I'm about to turn into the Scarlet Witch.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
You're like everyone's uncle on Facebook, not a big fan of Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yes.
You've seen the movie.
No.
You haven't seen the movie.
Correct.
Okay, so you're going to come speaking real gibberish here about this. But so this is what it looks like with the helmet on, obviously, or the mask on.
Is it a cowl?
The cowl. Wow, yeah, you corrected me. Wow, now I feel extra dumb. By the way, Big Fern in the house. What's going on, Fern? So here is the rooted hair version of the Batman or of Robert Pattinson. And then we've got a side-by-side. So I want you to study that face as close as possible.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, so here's another, good shot of, this, again, rooted hair.
Okay.
The one I have on order is the sculpted hair because I just don't want to brush all these characters' hair. And then here's a side-by-side. So tell us how they did. And how many pancakes would you give this figure overall?
I have a question because I think what you should have done was put the other figure of this Batman. To me, it looks the same. I feel like I've
What are
already
you
judged
saying?
this before.
Can you specify? We talked about the Hot Toys version.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
feel
you
like
wanted to
it's-
see the Hot Toys versus this versus
Yes.
the. I didn't want to get into that again.
It
There's
just
just
looks
so
the
much
same to
content
me.
about that.
You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a fair criticism.
And also the picture that you chose, this is more on you, but the
Mm-hmm.
picture that you chose, the figure looks more like Rob
Robert Pattinson.
than the picture that you chose.
You think this image on the left
This
looks like
guy
more?
looks like the character Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yes, I was gonna say Mr. Scissorhands.
Wow.
That's his father.
that was his father, correct?
Okay. Yeah, I mean it looks just like the other. I don't know if this is more expensive, but
Yeah, so these are more expensive, especially if you're going with the rooted version. You're talking like between $500 and $600 for this version. Blackbird Tech is asking if these pics are from the Thailand event. Correct. So they've got a Thai Comic Con, and these pictures are all from the figures that they had on display there. Okay, so well, criticism of how I put together the show sheet, since you do absolutely
This one
zero
looks-
work. You're basically the dean of this podcast, doing nothing, but you
Whoa!
just show up, and because you guys are good looking and you're charismatic,
guess
then you give
what?
this-
The dean keeps the school open.
Wow.
Screw you.
Wow.
Well,
so yeah, beyond you criticizing how I put together all the materials here,
I think it looks fine. It looks just like the other one. I wouldn't spend more money on this one than I would on the other one, you know? That's kind of how I feel.
okay, so you wouldn't go above and beyond. You think the Hot Toys one is just fine enough.
I think they
That
look
you-
the same.
Okay.
I
all right.
thought this was the same figure.
Okay, so maybe
Maybe
the
a
next,
little more dark
maybe the next
under the
episode,
eye.
because we'll just continue to be on these InArt figures. Maybe next episode I'll put them side by side and we'll get you
Yeah.
more in depth. But as this stands right now, how many pancakes would you give this figure from the Batman?
Like a 8.
An 8. Okay. I think this is personally like a really strong release. I'm extra excited about this. Like, it looks awesome. What's this face about? No, go ahead.
Why are
Speak
you
your words.
getting this?
Because I'm a Batman guy. Come on, I'm a Batman head.
You're
You gotta.
in everything.
True. All right, Zach, how do you feel about this one?
Also, the hair looks very greasy to me.
They've got to put. Well, Zach can tell us why is it greasy, Zach? Why
probably
might they
put,
need to
like,
do that?
product in the hair to make it greasy, to keep it styled.
Yeah, especially like in humidity, right? It'll frizz if you're not putting
Yeah.
stuff in there.
Okay.
I mean, I think these pictures look fine, but knowing what we know about the Gandalf and the issues that it probably does have, like, they're shooting these photos obviously to make the figure look as best as possible, and I'm more worried about what's not in these photos than what is in these photos. I feel like with the Joker in some sense and the Gandalf, I feel like there's gonna be issues, to be honest. Like, Joao has been pointing out some issues to us. The Patreons have picked up on some things. I feel like it's like that scene. Have you seen Alien Covenant?
I have not seen Alien Covenant. No.
There's this scene where, like, they're on this planet and they're like, oh my god, it's a paradise planet. It's this beautiful planet. And then they slowly start to realize, like, maybe this isn't really what we thought it was.
Yeah.
And I feel
Shit,
like
that's
I'm
how it's
getting
been
that
feeling.
feeling, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot of that's on us for having, just inflated expectations. Like, InArt might be the savior. A lot of it's the rhetoric of, some of us in the community that are like, this is going to be, the be all end all. But again, they got a lot to prove, like you're saying. So it is feeling a bit scary.
It's also like they've told us things that aren't happening. With Gandalf, a lot of things that have changed, like the robe, the beard, details. So I don't even think it's really our speculation. It's like they're confirming things and just not following through.
Can I ask a question? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Gigi.
No, sorry, go ahead. Zach, I think you were still...
Oh no, that was it.
Oh. I'll read this, and then I have a question for both of you, actually. I was going to read it.
Oh, you wanted to read this one that you almost said? Or?
Well, I just get called to
Oh,
Dean
sorry.
and they say I don't do anything.
Yeah,
Here we
good.
are.
I'm glad you're stepping up finally. Damn. Been
Yoa
waiting.
said, I got sculpted Joker coming. I'm skipping this and holding out for Superman and Black Adam. This is great, though. Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't pay extra for this. I have wondered about, like, what's going to happen to this hair, just because, like, I know, I mean, I'm assuming it's, like, a somewhat different, but, like, I know what happens to greasy hair and what it looks like down the line. And also it's going to, well, I don't know. This is what I assume. It's going to attract a lot of like dust, and like how do you get the dust out of there? So I mean, for if you have it behind a case, then it's not an issue. Oh my god, I sound like a real professional over here.
You are a professional.
Okay, that was it on that. But I do have a question. So
Okay.
I think Zach.
Okay, no more questions because I'm a little mad about that.
So okay, you mentioned that, like, you know, obviously these pictures. There was one picture that you posted, Marco, that looked actually really good, and I'm looking more of like the backdrop, this one, and the smoke and everything like looks really good.
I don't think there's any smoke back there, but it definitely has that appearance of smoke.
Yeah, it has. Okay, someone told me that there, and I have seen it. There's like a little smoke thing that it's like a can, and then you press, and then little smoke comes out.
Okay.
Anyway,
I don't think that's what's happening here.
That does exist, yes.
yes. I feel like, what do you mean? It's hazy. Look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's called atmosphere in a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's grandpa on Facebook.
You're
over
a
here.
real rookie today.
Anyways.
Anyway, my question to y'all is, I think, Zach, you said that, you know, like, obviously this one, like, it's so well put together, right? The backdrop, like, all the gloominess around it, the smoke. But then I also hear that it's like, or it's like, oh, this doesn't look as good as whatever. This doesn't look like the picture did. This doesn't look like X, Y, and Z. So then at that point, do you prefer a really well, I don't know what you would even call it, like staged photo? Or do you prefer just like a raw photo
That's a good
of
question.
just like...
Okay,
Yes, of
first off,
course.
Fern's got a big ass head, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But, second off, I think there's a time and a place for like really edited, composed photos, and I don't think this is that time, right? I would take this over what they gave us at Vegas, which was 5 photos for like the whole event. So this is better than last week. But I think right now people just want to see, put the figure on display, take a photo, full body, take some detailed shots of the accessories. I mean, even now they didn't give us that many photos. And like Gandalf, like the photo that they took basically hid all the things that are wrong with it. Like the sword detail, the pants, the robes. So like I said, for me, it's less what they're showing us and what they're not showing us. Because, you know, again, they only took, I think on the show tomorrow we have like 20 or 25 photos. Which isn't that much, if you really think about it.
Wait, did you say they had pictures of the Gandalf things that were wrong, or they didn't show
They're
those
hiding those
Okay.
things, yeah.
So Joel got his hands on a photo. I don't know if that was taken by InArt, but it was like they just took the Gandalf out of their luggage and just like threw it in the box, and it looked terrible. And then the rest of the photos that came out were like really posed and everything. But what we know of the figure, the issues with the outfit, if you took that photo, you know, like with the iPhone, you take a photo, but you can actually like crop it larger than the photo you took. I'm willing to bet if they took that camera back, it wouldn't look as good as it appears to be, right?
Okay.
That's kind of my issue at the moment. It's like they're not really communicating very clearly about these things. I asked them about the robe right after the Vegas event, and I still haven't gotten clarification. I just was like, we'll check with the factory.
Okay. Can I ask another question?
Yeah, of course. This is your time. This is your time to vent,
So,
learn new things.
Well, okay, so would it be just better, from what I'm understanding, and let me know if I'm understanding this correctly, would it be better just, I mean, don't you just like, okay, I'm thinking words. Don't you just assume that these are like, oh, this is where we're at? I mean, right? I mean, you guys have been in it so long that why would you assume that it's the last, like, iteration or something?
well,
I think that's our big issue is that
the
they're
big
not
issue is it's not very
clearly
clear.
communicating.
Like they've told us the Gandalf is a production sample with the quality based on their prototype. which is not. It's not a very black and white answer. There's a
It's a
ton
lot
of
of
gray.
words.
Like, what does that mean? Like a production quality? Like, this is the prototype? Like, all I need to know is this prototype or final. They've told us it was final on the marketing, and now they're saying it's a production sample, but it's still a prototype. So, like, Sideshow, for better or for worse, does it really well. They have the figures well lit. You can see everything. They take a bunch of photos of all the figures. And it's not like this. Like, this is like, if a photographer went to the event and took a photo, this is what I would expect. But I think if the company's putting this out, I just really want to see the figure well lit, not with like a dramatic smoke effect and like special lighting.
Gotcha.
Like, just show
Yeah.
me what it's going to look like in a well lit room, and I think that will help a lot of people decide, what they want to do.
Okay.
In their defense, I think the smartest thing they've done is had Justin's collection kind of take these high
100%,
resolution
100%.
videos and had hands-on time. So we've got those reference points, but what's not really clear is like what point, like Zach was saying, what point in the production are all the figures? It's just kind of all hazy. So we think it's gonna, like, this looks amazing. I want to take this, put this on my shelf, but the rooted hair version of this, good to go. All day I'm happy with that. Because there's so many unknowns, because we have none of their figures in hand, it's just everyone's getting really nervous right now. There's a lot of people with a lot of money on the line with these
lot of money,
releases,
yeah.
So it's we're gonna just nitpick every little thing. Is that obnoxious to you, Gigi? That we just
Yes.
spend okay? Go.
There's a saying in Spanish. It's "Pues quien los manda." It's like, well, who sends you? Who sends you to spend all that money?
Wow.
I mean,
We're just trying to be informed consumers here. Ninja Squirrel saying, like a catfish date, you expect what you see, you get something different. Huge no-no. Like, what the fuck? You can walk away. $500 figures supposed to be elite. They should be transparent, honest, etc. And, I think one of my big things is they're so close to greatness. They're so close. Like, what they're putting out looks really good. Their communication is strong in a lot of aspects. But then they just have these unforced errors that muddy the waters. And so they just really got to streamline things and strip out all the nonsense.
If I can touch on something Gigi asked earlier, I think these figures will ship with product in the hair to make it look like this. I don't think you're going to have to add it to make it look like it. But I think over time, like if you dust it, and I just think just generally over time, that product does, I don't want to say wear off, but you do need to reapply it. So it's going to be interesting to see how collectors handle that.
yeah.
Like when I got my Gandalf, it had this really crazy like hairspray on it, and I had to rinse it all out. And then I had to apply new product. But after a few months, you could tell that the product's kind of like evaporated or whatever. And you have to go back in and reapply it. So
Gotcha.
these aren't like maintenance-free, like a sculpted figure where you just go in with a little bit of can of air or like a little bit of like a paintbrush. These will require like some degree of maintenance to maintain them.
And I think most collectors are not ready for that, because I know I'm not.
No, and even if like, let's say you get it and it's kind of disheveled from shipping, you're gonna have to style it like this, right? That's a process.
Yeah. And they're going to need tutorials. And yeah, I think after you spend that amount of money, you're probably not going to want to mess with it. Most people are not going to. And so, yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, just more complaints from us. But we're a very fickle community, and we like what we like, all right?
You guys
You're
made
not
a good I asked last time on LWO. I said, but then you made me think. You guys made a good point. It's your venting session, so I just have to remember that. It's just like when Marco goes on 3 streams and I hear the same complaint like over and over. I was like, oh my god, be quiet. And it's not
I
with
try to
anybody
find
else.
different ways to say
it's
things,
mostly
all right?
Marco. Marco is my issue.
Okay. Well, I literally am your issue. So I think we've said enough about this Batman. Gigi, how many pancakes for this Robert Pattinson?
I think I said 8. I mean,
Okay.
But I wouldn't spend more. I wouldn't spend extra on the rooted hair. I wouldn't spend more. Like, I feel like the other figure that's cheaper is just
The Hot
as
Toys.
good.
But what if you want them both, though? That's a whole different conversation. We will get there. Okay, so I'm going to say, I think 9 pancakes. I think this is one of my favorite, on top of the Joker, one of my favorite things they've shown so far. It helps that I'm a big fan of the character, and I enjoyed the movie significantly, although I think it falls just short of The Dark Knight. Zach, how many pancakes would you give this particular release? Well, this prototype, excuse me.
Yeah. At present, based on like the few photos that we have and then Justin's review, I would probably go like 8.5. I think this is certainly like their second strongest prototype at the moment. I think Pennywise is like their third, and then Gandalf is like their fourth at the bottom. So
Yeah.
I think this looks great, honestly. I think, you know, it's going to be kind of a wake-up call for collectors that aren't used to rooted hair, but I think it looks so good, to be honest. I think it's worth the hassle.
And then with the helmet on. So I got the sculpted hair version because I think like this, I think this is how I want him posed. Like this looks so damn screen accurate.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes anywhere near that on my shelf, I will be very, very happy. So I think you were mentioning the Gandalf, so that's a perfect segue to the last character we're going to talk about. And it's great that we have you here because...
How much time do you have, Marco?
Yeah. Gigi's got a lot of questions. Gigi, why don't you ask the question that we messaged Zach about while we were watching the Hobbit trilogy, the M4 edit specifically. What did you have a question about Gandalf and his role in the entire sagas?
Yes. Okay, well, tell me if I had a lot of questions.
No.
First of all, why does he not have good powers? Like, he's like Dumbledore without powers.
Yeah, so in the universe that Gandalf is in, magic is basically not magic like you think of now, right? Like back when Tolkien was like inventing or like writing these things, like wizard was a very different thing, and I think actually he may have like kind of really made it a mainstream thing. It's not like Harry Potter with like, you know, all kinds of effects. It's really like, you know, lights and like almost like special effects, right? Like it's not really like the force, like you do force lightning or like force pushes. It's not necessarily like that. So first and foremost, there's that.
Not like anything cool, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm
I mean,
hearing.
Ozol is much cooler, if I'm being honest. At any rate, he's also restricted by the people that sent him to Middle-earth. He's more like a gentle guiding presence than someone that's supposed to be directly involved. And so I would almost say think of him like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original trilogy. He's just kind of like gently guiding Luke to like be better, you know, getting involved a little bit, but not, you know, not doing anything overly influential. But when he dies and comes back, he kind of gets like a boost, right? They're like, okay, now you're Gandalf the White, you can do more. And so he has more powers and more ability to directly intervene. But, you know, again, the level of magic, he's not throwing like fireballs and lightning bolts like D&D Ozol. He's more just like influencing events. With this figure, though, yeah, conjurer of cheap tricks, there you go. With this figure, it's pretty bad, to be honest. This is better than the Asmus in the portrait, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, like, there's so much that pisses me off about this figure. The beard is like 30% too short. It should be like right between his
so we've got this one right here.
It's much too short. The hat, I don't think is particularly well constructed. And in some photos it's very blue, and it should be blue tinted, but it shouldn't be as blue as I think you showed a photo a few moments ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sculpt itself is really well done.
That one's hella blue.
Yeah, that one. I think the sculpt is really well done. I think they've improved it much more than the. Thank you. I can't see anything, and I can so.
Oh man!
That's why
Shout
you
out
get
to the whole
feedback.
baby
I had to
family.
turn it down way more because I'm like you're like a whisper.
That's
At any
hilarious.
You are
At
allowed
any
to
rate.
take it off if you want.
Then the thing with like the belt, like the belt doesn't look as good. The brown belt, the sword doesn't look as good. The sword belt doesn't look as good. It looks just like cheap plastic. The runes aren't on the sword. The gem isn't painted. The robe, he's wearing like a high water robe. Like it's like an inch too short. And that's the big thing, right? In the movie, you never see his pants. And then they kept saying, the InArt team, well, we can't do the pants print because you never see the pants in the movie. Which is fine. Which I think is a dumb fucking excuse, if I'm being honest.
Cuervo's out of here.
But that's what they told me. And so their figure is like the robes are so short in every pose, even just standing straight up and down,
Mm-hmm.
there's like an inch of pants peeking out of the robe. It's like almost like they're putting it on display that they didn't do their research. I, I'm so disappointed in almost everything about this figure. I'm going to keep my pre-order. I've already paid like 6 payments on it. Um, but outside of like the hand details and the sculpt itself, and not necessarily the length of the robe, but some of the details on the robe, it just is really bad. It's really, really bad at the moment. And I think if I get this, I'm gonna have to replace the pants and the robe and the sword with the Asmus ones.
Wow. So you do a little swap out.
Yeah, because I think other than that, like, and the thing is, like, we asked them very clearly, like, is it gonna have the holes in the undershirt for the hands to go through? Because in the show, he has like, kind of like those joggers that the ladies wear nowadays, where you can put your thumb through. You know,
Ladies
he
or
has those in the
gentlemen.
movie in 95% of the shots of the film, and they're like, "Yep, it'll be there." I sent them the runes on the pants, the runes on the sword, all the references. I even told them the museum that owns the original costume for them to go and get hands on it.
Zach legit gave him the photo dump of all the resources.
And they're like, yeah, so the pants we don't know, but the sword will be done, and the hands wraps were in the prototype. But if you look at this photo here, his right hand, if I can see correctly, I can't see shit. It doesn't have the hole, and it's like, guys, you made the argument with the pants, like we never see it in the movie, and that's why we can't do the pants, whatever. But then you don't do the hand hole, which the hands are in the hole the whole fucking movie. It kills me. It absolutely kills me.
Oh,
So I've been
man.
blowing up John's inbox, obviously, and I think he probably hates me.
Well, you know what?
Marco's
I
seen
don't.
it in action. There's a chat with a bunch of content creators, and I've been blowing that up exclusively about Gandalf. I'm pretty sure everyone hates me in that chat. No one says anything but me. In
They
that
did
chat.
hate you
It's
before
really
though, so
awkward.
that's though they've created a new chat, I think, and that's
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
that makes sense.
Hopefully he gets back to you on that, because I think those are really important questions. Again, if they're going to be the premier 1/6 company, if they're going to charge that much more money, they've got to get these little things right. Like that's what they are marketing themselves on, these little details. So we got to get those, and you've been trying to guide them along the process. So
And the thing
really,
that bothers me, Marco, is like
yeah.
when Hot Toys missteps or Sideshow missteps, like today, we will roast the ever living Jesus out of them, right? There are things in this, the way this stands now, that are just genuinely misrepresented by the prototype, that are absent, and so I think that the community should have the same level of outrage, right? Like if we're buying this with the understanding the sword has all this detail, the outfit has all this detail, the cut of the thing should be this certain way, and it isn't. I think people have a right to be upset. I think people should be as upset as they were when it was missing that second staff, because again they didn't do the research and we had to do it for them. Or if like when Tony Stank came out, right, the community revolted. I think if this figure comes out like it is, I think people should be very upset and should be very vocal about it.
Yeah, no,
And I even told
think
them going into this, I was like, look, you don't want to be where Asmus is at, right? You release a figure, it's subpar, and a year later, you're sending replacement parts out to people on your own dime.
yeah,
This is not a good way to be.
no doubt about it. So hopefully there's time. Again, it's like unsure where this lands. So Gigi, I want to get your thoughts, but really quickly, I'm going to read Equan's comment. Zach is like that guy who won't stop blowing up a girl's phone while she ghosts him.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But he's trying to do all of the community a favor and really show them what they need, the standard they need to be hitting. Andre is saying, I want my Marco and Gigi limited edition Halloween outfit figure with rooted hair and extra toy tax bank account diorama. You guys look great. Andre, thank you for joining. That is amazing. Padden23 said, I heard InArt is going to make the beard longer. Zach,
That's what
any
they've
confirmation?
said, which again is really confusing because it's a production, like it's just so incredibly confusing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really hope they fix it because I think they're about like 40-50% there, and if they just make those small adjustments, I think they'd be all the way there.
Ben Thomas is asking Zach, does this make you want to smash your lightsaber against computer panels? Pull
Yes.
full,
I know
go
what I have
full
to do,
on
but I don't
Kylo.
have the things to do it, Ben.
That's right. I know what I have to do. That's amazing. Doc Smizzle saying, I used to be excited about their Lord of the Rings line, but after Aragorn and the lack of beard and robe length has me concerned. Worried their Joker will be a one and done situation. And I don't know that we're out of the woods with the Joker just yet.
Yeah, the tie is different. The outfit doesn't fit as well. Like
the body might be different. Yeah.
it's like it looked great in Vegas, and then they bonked it on the head, sending it to Thailand. It looks like terrible now.
Just confusing all around. But okay, Gigi, you're seeing the side by side. Ian McKellen, right, is the name of the actor. Zach.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay, well, that means nothing to me.
All
but
right. I just wanted to say that.
How dare
so,
you.
anyways,
How dare you, Gigi? Beautiful
I think it
animal. How
looks
dare you.
great. I obviously am a casual, and I thought the robe looked great. I think everything looks great. I think it looks just like him. I could feel his skin.
Wow,
his
'cause
thin
just
skin.
his dry, thin skin.
Marco, could you by chance? I sent you that message with the robe, like the picture of the
let's
robe.
see.
Could you pull
Uh-huh.
that up? Because I feel like it needs to be seen. Like I
Let's
say this
see.
to people, and they're like, "Oh, it can't be that." Like it's bad.
Here, did you send it on?
Yeah, it was like last week, I think,
Okay.
or a few days ago. It's in our messenger chat. It should be.
Yeah.
Worst case,
so
I can try to find it.
to someone like me who doesn't know these details, I think it looks great. But is this the only? No, right? There's like other companies that makes a Gandalf.
Yeah, Asmus has one. Sideshow is Asmus has made 3 different Gandalfs. Asmus has made
Oh,
3
Asmus
as
is
well,
a name of
and
a
they're
company.
making a 4th.
Yeah, and so Zach has a lot of those. But you have 1 or 2 Asmus Gandalfs, 2, right?
I have 2 at the moment. Yeah.
I thought Asmus was the name of a character this whole time. So anyway,
It does sound like a Lord of the Rings character. You're not wrong there.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you that, like, all these little details, but, you know, again, and is this figure a lot more expensive than the other versions?
So Asmus retailed for 350, or I'm sorry, 330, but you could get it at Big Bad Toy Store for $299, and that's kind of what it was been selling for, is $299. This one's $500.
Oh, I'd like to see those
I'm sorry, $540. $540.
side by sides.
Wow.
Really quick, Eddie says, good night, y'all. Good work. Gotta work in a couple hours. Oh my God. Good night, Eddie.
Thanks for joining, Eddie. Appreciate you on that. I will do some side-by-sides next time we talk, Gigi. Thanks again for calling me out in front of all my friends here. So Ninja Squirrel is saying, Zach speaking the truth, rally up the community. Zach, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find the images, but I think that'll be
I'll
a good
look it up real
segue
quick.
for... Okay. I was going to say we could also save it for tomorrow, but yeah, see if you can find it. Okay, so Gigi, you think this looks good overall? Then?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, not for 500 plus,
Yeah.
but I like it. So
All
that's
right.
why I'm like kind of wondering what the other one looks like.
Oh wow! So we've got some. Let's see. We've got a new private dating site in the chat section. I hadn't seen that one before. Danny said, "Make him a blue wrench." I think Ben Thomas is the only admin that I've assigned, so we got to. And he was obviously asleep at the wheel here. Come
I don't
on, Ben.
even think I have a blue wrench. The
No,
heck?
you don't. Of course, because you don't do
Wow.
anything.
Wow.
You're just the
I
talent.
made this costume.
You did make that costume. I'm
So
very
good I hear.
impressed. Yeah, you've crushed it.
Yeah.
We got to post some behind the scenes photos. Ben said,
Yeah, y'all look great. You guys got to take a photo together. You guys, I feel like you guys have really outdone yourselves. I usually dress up every year, and I was kind of bummed I didn't get to do it this year. And then when y'all were doing a stream, I was like, oh, I'm gonna jump in, like I need to. But yeah, I've dressed up every year. No one on the network dresses up ever.
Wow. Thumbs down.
Also, Ben saying you need to make me a mod. I'm pretty sure you're a mod, Ben, but I'll look into it. And then Blackbird Tech said, "Don't click the link, Marco. I've already been there before. It's not that special. Don't worry."
Wow.
And then Cuervo saying, "Ben, get out of bed and fix it." LOL. Oh man, that's amazing. Okay, so again, we'll chat about this more on C-Dubs tomorrow. But and let me add this here. But
Okay, so this is the photo they want you to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's what we've been looking at. Look at this man's robes. They're so short. They should
Okay,
be
I
all the way
really thought
down
they were
here.
gonna be way shorter, tbh.
So it should be
And
like,
there's
it should
no,
be
like,
to the
slack
ground,
anywhere.
basically,
Like, I
right?
don't see anywhere where they could be like, oh, it just needs to be pulled down more. It's bad.
Okay, well, anyways,
Wow. Anyways, no, that's hilarious. But yeah,
I think it just looks,
go,
it
Gigi.
blends in with the pants, so I can't. I mean, I get it.
Well, this is the robe and this is the pants. I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
should be covering them completely.
What about the cape?
Well, it's like yeah, that actually should be a little bit longer, but that's not the main issue here. That actually does look kind of short, to be honest. But yeah, this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
just like,
that looks way shorter.
I think what they did was they made this figure and then they like changed the body and then just forgot to change the robe. Like that's the only excuse because it was fine on the prototype.
Yeah, that's, all these little details add up, right? And so for me or for Gigi, it's not a big deal because, we're casuals when it comes to Lord of the Rings. Like, I think it looks fine enough. I'm like least impressed by that Gandalf figure and the Bruce Wayne. I think of everything they've shown, I'm just like, it's just not really for me in particular. But I do appreciate like how passionate you are about them getting these little details right, because it could add up to making like an amazing figure. And if they don't get it right, then it'll stop just short of that and be like an overpriced, nice looking art piece. And so Cuervo's saying, that Mexican saying.
Said he's with me.
Okay.
Is it a high
That
water
can't-
thing?
It was the
Who sent you
quien
the...
los manda, like who sends you to spend that much
Got
money
it.
anyway.
Anyway, so Gigi, did you say how many pancakes you thought?
I'm gonna deduct one pancake because of what Zach said.
Okay.
But I still think it looks really good. I would have to see the other Gandalfs side by side, but yeah, I think it looks good. I feel like when I first saw this, I was like, oh, I think I can make that little hat. It's just like felt.
I don't doubt you could.
But yeah, I think other than, I'll give it an 8 because of the robe.
Okay, so 8 pancakes. Okay, so Zach,
7.5 because the cape also looks weird.
Okay. All right, Zach, let's say that they don't get everything tightened up that you've kind of laid out that should be included. How many pancakes are you giving this prototype currently?
Bro, if they release it and it looks like this, like a 3.
Wow.
It's pretty bad.
They've fallen really short of that
It's
mark.
pretty
Wow.
bad at the moment, to be honest. Literally,
Yeah.
the only saving grace is the sculpt, not even the beard, just the sculpt.
Yeah, that sculpt is pretty damn S tier. If I'm being honest, when you see it right there, it's like, ooh, it looks. Because I've had my doubts, but then seeing this picture, I'm like, damn, that looks spot on.
But again, right, like that photo, again, they're not showing you how long the beard really is, so it's like it looks good, but then if you had like an extra, third of that photo, you'd be like, this is way too short of a beard, right? So
Yeah, you're right. That really makes it look goofy. It just like looks. Yeah, he looks like he's
Maybe
spazzing
he's
out.
just looking up a little bit more.
I-
Cuervo did ask.
Justin's review was pretty thorough.
Oh, I didn't watch it. Sorry.
Cuervo, that's a hard.
He said, Zach, if someone didn't have a Gandalf, which one would you recommend? And I think previously he had mentioned if money was not an object.
If money was not an object, well, it's hard to say because this isn't out yet, right? So I'm comparing something that is released to something that is not released. If money's not an object, I would do what I would do. Get both, mix them together, get the best Gandalf. But at the moment, this is a hot take, but like if this came out with no thumb holes, with the short robe, with no pants printing, with no sword details, honestly, I'm going Asmus, to be honest, because I mean, Marco, you saw my Asmus in person. It looks much better than the online photos.
Yeah, this character doesn't translate great into photo for sure.
Yeah, and especially like now that people are trying to sell them to get this, you can get them for like, $250, $300. But I will 100% be finding someone to send me a stock Gandalf Asmus head, and I'll futz it when this one comes out, and I'll do a comparison with both stock figures when it comes out. And I think that would be like, of all the YouTubers, I don't think anyone cares as much as me, so that'll be very thorough.
Yeah, I know the whole community is looking forward to you going in on hands-on with this figure for sure.
Yeah.
Danny's also asking, do you like the paint on the staff, Zach?
I need to look at it, but it seems. Hang on, let me. It's a little orange, but it's not bad. I think the Asmus, the crown, it's like a really dark black brown, but I actually like this better. It remains to be seen if the sculpt is fine on both. It also maybe seems a bit tall, the staff, if I'm being completely honest. Actually, it seems really tall. Now I'm looking at it. It
It's a
shouldn't
weird
be that
perspective
tall.
right here too, but yeah,
Yeah, it
looks
shouldn't-
pretty
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
maybe
it's
it's
like
the
a picture. It's
perspective.
like looking up.
Okay, now I gotta.
like the
now you got me
cameras.
freaking out. Let me.
The camera's
Wow.
like lower.
Okay, Zach's gonna
like
get it.
pointing up.
Zach's gonna get that staff. We've gone deep into the Gandalf talk here. This is Gigi.
not
Is it
shocked.
changing your mind at all?
No, because I think it looks good.
Okay.
I wouldn't spend this much money, but it looks good.
If you really cared about something and it had details that annoyed you, you wouldn't spend anything at all. Or if it didn't live up to your standard, you wouldn't spend it. Let's see. Zach's got this.
Okay, yeah, it should only be like as tall as his head. Like in all of these photos, like this is a different staff.
Naturally.
Actually, can you pull up your photo again one more time? I want to make sure
Yeah.
I'm comparing the right staff. Okay, yeah, okay, you can go back. Yeah, so that would be this one here. You can see it's maybe like a little bit closer to his like kind of like the middle of his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go back to what we have there from this is a really good photo there. Look at how tall that staff is.
Oops. Apologies. Boom.
That's huge. Because he's about 6 foot, so that's like a 7.5 foot staff. But again, it could be the perspective, but it seems too tall.
I think it's I don't know, but I think the angle, like the camera, is like lower from a lower angle.
Yeah, it's hard
So
to
it makes-
tell.
Yeah.
And again, they've released very limited pictures from this. I think they want us probably to go to Justin's reviews as like the best possible source. But again, all the messaging is very murky. Okay, so how many pancakes again, Gigi?
I think I said 8.
8. Okay, Zach said 3 pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna
this photo.
yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna give this one about 6. I would say like it looks decent enough to me, but I'm pretty much unimpressed by it overall. So this is the Asmus, correct?
Like, look at how... No, this is the InArt one.
Wow, that
Look at
the
how
beard and the hair look
weaved
no
the belt
good.
is. Look at how shitty this fabric looks and how see-through it is, and then the pants length. And I think the staff is just too tall. Like this is it, like in a pretty straight-on angle. It's maybe like a half inch too tall. I think.
Yeah,
maybe a quarter inch.
100%. So Corvo was asking if it was a perspective thing, just like Gigi was saying, but it doesn't seem like it. Seems like it's just a little too tall. And also the hair and beard just look wild. Like that's
Like
gonna
I think
take
that's
a
what
lot.
people are gonna open the box and get. Like I don't like with the Joker, his hair is messy, but it's also styled and it's pretty short, and there's only just the hair, not a beard. So the way they had it protected made sense. I don't honestly know if they do the beard like twice as long, which they need to do, how you're gonna ship that and expect someone to just plop it on the figure and be like good to go.
I think people are going to be definitely in for a rude awakening. Equan says, this reminds me of those Burger King commercials. We all know those burgers don't look close to
Yeah.
what we see on TV. And that's the problem. We've all just been conditioned to be very skeptical of marketing. And until we get at least one of these in hand, we're just not going to know. Eddie's saying side by side, it's bad. Yeah, it doesn't look particularly strong. Andre's saying, not a fan of the InArt, but I've noticed sloppiness from Hot Toys recently too.
Absolutely.
The seam lines on the blurg are horrible, and cable is not a 10. These companies are getting stretched, I think. For Hot Toys, it's absolutely way too many properties and way too many unreleased figures. And yeah, I think there's definitely going to be corners cut, which is scary because these are luxury goods. They're not cheap.
Absolutely.
Fabric on the cape is pretty bad and looks cheap. Yeah.
It's see-through. I told John, I was like, is this the quality that we can expect? Because again, when you guys put it out there, you said premium materials, premium fabrics, like a museum quality figure. It's like, bro, I could see through this damn cape. Like, how is this the best fabric you could find? When Sideshow did it right, like 15 years ago, the 1/6 Gandalf, and it blows my mind.
Just not good enough yet. Gigi, any closing thoughts on the Gandalf?
Hold on, I had it, and then hold on.
You
Give me
lost
1
it.
second.
Okay.
Go ahead, say something else.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say like.
Oh yes.
Okay. Boom. The
Get
moment
up.
I started down a path, she's like, okay, I'm there. Now.
Get a Dumbledore.
How dare
Oh
you?
yeah, same guy in your opinion though.
Same
Right?
guy, probably better robe.
Probably
More
a better,
powers, cooler powers.
cooler powers.
Okay, we'll get
cow.
an Ozol because Ozol's the people's champ.
That
at the
is.
moment. We missed you
Who's
guys
that?
on D&D.
That's
Oh,
Zach's.
yes. Oh yeah, we went wine tasting and it was a whole thing. It was my social battery is.
Wait,
I
did
don't know
you
if you
really
ever
make
heard-
that costume? I'm like genuinely impressed.
Yeah, this I made it with it's felt,
Oh my god.
and I had to do the thing. That's why it's not. I was like,
Project
you guys
Runway.
better not come after me because it's not right proportions.
Yeah, it's not
Oh
screen
no,
accurate.
I'm genuinely giving you a compliment. It looks awesome.
And then I know, and then I put the hair the ribbon is under my hair, so it kind of looks like it's
Wow.
floating.
Very talented.
Marco, did you
Yeah.
make that costume?
No, this is off the rack. There's no
Oh,
way.
it's
I would not. I would not.
I tried
yeah.
because I always think those costumes are like better, even though coming to a collector's podcast. Is this a podcast? No. Vlog?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. No, this
YouTube.
is a
Who knows?
podcast. It says the She Said
She said
No
no podcast.
podcast. What do you think we've been doing this entire time?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
A video
both of y'all
like
look
a vlog.
fantastic. I
you
feel like if
know?
you guys went to like a bar, you would win a contest, like a costume contest.
I was disappointed that we didn't have any Halloween house parties this year. The weekend ended up being like packed, like
I
wall
mean,
to wall.
I mean, both
but...
of y'all look the part. Like, I just found this in the garage, so I mean, I'm.
Yeah,
I found
tried
this
to make
too,
Marco's
but I mean-
costume, but- What is that?
So Equan saying, "LOL, Gigi, what a fire take." I'm assuming that was the Dumbledore. Ben Thomas is saying, "Holding out for Merlin." That's for
Bro,
Zach.
that
Yeah,
show
absolutely.
on Netflix, bro. Got so
Oh,
many. I mean,
boy.
the episodes are piling up. I can't watch them fast enough.
In your words, ain't no way. Ben Thomas is saying, "Gigi is beautiful."
Hi,
Shauna
Shauna.
agrees. Hey, Shauna, what's going on?
We are all blessed to have beautiful, significant others. I don't know how Victoria settled for a mongrel like myself.
Just
And Ben as
meeting
well.
her
I
in
mean,
person just really solidified how you don't deserve her.
Yeah.
But neither
Oh,
I don't deserve
absolutely.
Gigi. Ben definitely doesn't deserve Shauna. So, you know, we just we were all just a bunch of reachers in this situation,
true.
and I'm gonna take that. I would be the reacher all day long. Danny is saying the character Zach just said. Okay. Corvo saying Marco always looks handsome. I'd smash him. Appreciate you.
Same.
Willing to smash me even when I look like an Oompa Loompa. And Thomas is saying 1,000%. You know, I think Fern made a good point. I should have gone heavier on the makeup, but I'm not a big face paint person. Like, I've never really applied makeup like this to my face. So I was like
Looks
okay, let's
good.
just go little by little.
I
It
did
was meant to be goofy.
a review of The Joker like 2 years ago, and I wore makeup for the review.
Oh, did you?
And like
We
people
need...
were supposed to show up, and if I remember correctly, it was like not a lot of people showed up, or I don't remember. There was some show I did where not a lot of people showed up, and not a lot of people watched either. So I'm like doing this review in this makeup, and it's so like, granted, I'm wearing a lot of makeup. Maybe this isn't like a typical makeup experience, but I was so hot and uncomfortable, and I was like sweating in the makeup, and it was just fucking horrible. Never again.
all that for a drop of cloud, huh? The things that
Yeah, I think I got like 12 views on the video. So it was not worth the
But you
time
know
or the
what?
investment.
we got to dust that off. We got to run that as a
In
rerun
fact,
one of
I'm
these
gonna
days.
pull it up if you don't mind.
Please do. I would absolutely love to see that. While you're doing that, I'm gonna just really quickly pull up our next figure here, and it's gonna
Oh man, we have
it's
more.
gonna transition well. This is the last one here, Gigi. We'll go quickly because this stream is going a bit long. Pennywise, and I did, as you said, I put it side by side with the Hot Toys. Now you haven't seen it, so you don't
Correct.
necessarily have a take on what the character looks like. But let me just tell you, both of them look pretty good to what the character looks on screen. My question for you, InArt on the left, Hot Toys on the right, do you think with the rooted hair that it may justify a significantly increased price?
No, and let me tell you why.
Okay, go off.
Because this one on the left just looks like it has a really bad receding hairline. The hair is not fluffy enough, and that's going to be an issue. I'm saying it first.
Okay,
Actually,
so
I
the
don't
hair
know.
is not fluffy enough on the rooted hair version.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, it's just, like, look at that. It'll just, like his receding hairline is too like prominent because the hair needs to be a little bit more flat.
But
like,
he
it needs
has
to
a
be
big,
brushed
he has a
out.
big alien forehead though.
No, I
That's kind of-
understand that, but I think that the
Jesus
other one
Christ.
looks better.
Oh boy, it's worse than I remember.
Oh no. Christian Lopez is saying right here, oh no, I cannot wait. Christian
Bro, for
Lopez is saying that,
25 views, Marco.
yes, that is incredible. By the way, if you're watching this, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all the rest of
God.
that. Oh yes, we're pulling this up in 1 second. Let me read Christian Lopez's comment here. As awesome as this is the black around the eyes a bit much? Seen someone else say it, and I noticed it as well. So Christian was there seeing these figures in person. So the black around the eyes, yeah, I actually hadn't noticed that at all. It kind of like adds to the mysterious nature of the character. To me, it looks good, but what do you think about the black around the eyes, Gigi?
I feel like the other one kind of has it too, no?
A little bit, yeah. It's not a fair comparison because very different
And
lighting.
it might be, yeah, I was going to say the lighting may make a big difference, but I personally like the one on the right more.
Okay, the Hot Toys version.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Eddie Rodriguez is saying, how much is the increase in price? You could get this
Double.
Pennywise for 30% off on Sideshow right now, and I believe $5 shipping.
Oh, wow.
So, like, yeah, double the price, if
bargain.
not more.
Yeah, I
$400 to
would not pay
$500.
the extra.
Okay.
I feel like this other one is good enough, and the hair looks better to me.
Okay, I think that's all we need to say on that one. Y'all aren't ready for this. This is absolutely incredible.
Okay, I remember why I was pissed, Marco. I hadn't used the Yeti in a long time,
Oh
and then last minute PJ was like, "Oh, I want to hop on," so we had to do it remote instead of in person. And so the Yeti's backwards, so the audio is absolutely terrible. And only like no people watch live, and we only have 25 views on this video.
This
would
deserves
die.
a rerun. 100% deserves a rerun.
And I kept tasting the
This-
makeup. It was so gross.
You got a real insane clown posse, like incel vibe right there in that. Just the mouth is just very upsetting.
Legendary, bro.
No.
I feel like you gotta do it again. You should have this
Oh my.
same makeup tomorrow.
I think my favorite costume I've ever done on CW is my Homelander one. I look dashing in those.
Oh, we've got to see that too. I don't recall
Recently?
that
I'm gonna
as
pull it
well.
up right now, actually.
Please do.
Okay, I don't remember that either.
So really quickly, Riley is saying, isn't the right photo a Hot Toys prototype though? Yeah, that's a good point, Riley. That is part of the prototype. So let me go back to there. So I think it's like comparing apples to apples. Obviously, we know the Hot Toys is out currently. It doesn't necessarily look as good as this. That's pretty like severe lighting, but I mean the InArt's a prototype as well. So feels as though it's a semi-fair comparison, but I get that there's probably newer data to use there.
You know, okay, Zach, really quick. That the painting. You know, I mean, obviously it's a character, so obviously that's why. But it made me think of the meme where it's like, where you're a grown ass adult, gotta go to work, and there's a 5-year-old kid making millions of dollars.
There you go.
So did you do the makeup yourself, or did Victoria do it?
No, Victoria helped me. Are you kidding me? I couldn't do that.
Absolutely incredible, bro. I cannot.
I'm trying to find the home.
I need-
one. Just give me a second.
Equan, anyone else in the CW community that's out there, we need a meme of
Oh my gosh.
from that
How
video.
dare you? How dare you?
Danny, if you wouldn't mind working on that. Danny's saying we all gained some pounds. Bro, the pandemic has been rough. Really quickly, since this is a dumb podcast and we talk about really dumb stuff, we've been doing intermittent fasting. So we only eat from 11:30 to 6:30, and it might be the worst thing ever. But yeah, I feel better. Like I feel better doing it. But come nighttime, like right now, I can only think of Oreos, cheeseburgers, and wanting to
Not talking
die.
about
It's
food.
really yeah, my stomach's rumbling. Let's see, Ninja Scroll saying, "What a trooper, Zach! 100% effort and commitment. Just looking absolutely miserable too. Absolutely love that." Ben Thomas is saying, "Speak for yourself, Danny." Ben Thomas is getting ripped right now. He's on that pre-wedding workout plan, and he's
Yeah.
looking good. Yeah, he's dropping them like flies, bro. Send me your workout routine, Ben. I want to get on your level. Ben being like a Greek Canadian god, that is amazing. Let's see. Ben is saying, I look really pink though. Yeah, no, this is a very pink face. The moment I put it on, I was like, this looks ridiculous. But again, this podcast is ridiculous. I would have it no other way. But yeah, it's...
And also, I just refuse to do it if he didn't wear the paint.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to do the paint. She was like, you better put on this fucking paint right now. I've done all this effort on my costume. I was like, wow, all right. Here we are. Eddie Rodriguez, LOL. I'm maxing out on Kit Kats right now. I'm so jealous.
Okay, Eddie, do you ever like drink coffee and like use the Kit Kat as a stirrer? Oh my God, the best.
Oh my God, my stomach's hurting right now. Cuervo saying, wait till kids, Ben. Yeah, I'm sure kids you need to eat and drink. Calvin Williams is saying, what's up, Marco? Happy Halloween, everyone. Calvin, thank you for joining. I think I saw you guys doing Halloween pretty big this weekend, so appreciate you hopping in here. Let's see, Ben Thompson is saying, fasting isn't helping your complexion. Yeah, I think it's not. Calvin Williams saying, costumes are on point. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. Cuervo saying, Marco and Gigi need some kid to complete your outfit. I'll lend you mine for the weekend. I think we're all right.
Yeah, but that would be anyway.
What was you stopping me from doing that?
No, just go ahead.
Oh, okay. Equan, man, I miss those Oreo straws with a coffee.
Oh, yes.
Man, damn, that is next level. So, just really quickly wrapping up. So, how many pancakes did you give this Pennywise,
Which one?
InArt prototype on the left?
Okay, well, I don't like it
Okay.
at all.
You just don't like the look of the character?
No,
or you just
I
don't
think
it
the
looks...
other one looks much better.
Okay.
Obviously, I'd have to see a different picture, but I think the other one looks better. I do think that this hair is a problem.
To Riley's point, though, I don't think the final came out as strong as that prototype
What
was
did
showing.
I say?
Yeah.
I said I would need to see the other pictures.
Ma'am, if you don't relax...
But I don't like this one. Yeah, I think sculpted hair is the way to go with this for this one. Because of the volume, because hairstyle on the sculpted. I feel like maybe you can get it like that with rooted hair, but because this is rooted, right?
This is rooted right here.
Yeah. Because of the product, you're never gonna get that volume on this.
So I have the same concern because it's such a we don't know what the sculpt looks like. Like maybe it's got little fins to like help it in place, but because it's such a like meticulous specific hairstyle, I'm very concerned that this would get jacked up over time. But I personally think it looks great. Like it looks really, really next level. The face looks like spooky. Like that is Pennywise right there. So if the final comes out anything like this, I'll be happy. How many pancakes, Gigi?
You'll be happy.
I'm not getting it, but
Okay,
I'd be happy with the company.
I'm gonna get it a 5. I don't like this, and 5 just for the outfit alone.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I think it looks particularly strong. Zach, for the Pennywise, do you want to save your score for CW tomorrow?
No, I think this looks bad. Look at that neck, bro. That neck is so skinny on that big ass bobblehead.
Oh my God.
It's 5.
5 pancakes. Okay,
I didn't come here to be
attacked.
attacked.
Wow. Oh man. All right, let's see this. Is this ready to share, Zach?
Yeah, that's
Oh
that's
my
me
God.
as Homelander. It's kind of hard to see, but I thought I looked ravishing.
Oh
to be
yeah,
honest.
looks good.
And then I gotta show you this one too. This one was last year. This is a better video, but if you want to pull that up too.
Oh yes. Okay. I do remember this. One.
That was
So
legendary.
damn good, bro. You should have brought this back.
This looks
I
like
couldn't
Medea.
find either of these. They're like lost.
Man, I would have assumed that was right next to your Manscaped, but I guess not.
You hate to see it.
That's absolutely hilarious. Ben is saying you look like a welder right now. And Andre is saying, "Ma'am, if you don't relax." Yeah, these are famous last words right here. You can mark those down as the last words I ever muttered. Okay, so wow. So I think with that, we're gonna wrap up here. Gigi.
Homeless Gandalf. Sorry.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. So what do we have coming up on the channel?
I don't know.
I'm kidding. I asked
Yeah,
that
I was
every
gonna
time.
say,
You
I
have no
don't-
idea.
No
This
clue.
was really what we wanted to do for a while, though. So I'm glad we finally got to one of these. Hopefully, moving forward, we can do a few more episodes of the She Said No podcast. We like to pre-record these normally, just because we do them at such odd times. But the turnout today was like really encouraging. So we might just do these live as we can.
Awesome.
You know, we're like, we're gonna miss all the East Coast folks, but this was an awesome engaged crowd here. So Eddie's saying this was a bomb stream. Appreciate that. Danny's saying best Halloween ever. Y'all are the best, honestly. Zach, give us a little preview of what we're talking about tomorrow on Collecting Weekly.
Oh, tomorrow we are talking about this fiasco on Sideshow today. I just don't think that 1/6 collectors are ready for truly exclusive limited products. Like, there's just no way. We would die. Like, if the sneaker hustle stress was in 1/6 every week or every day, I don't even know what would happen.
Yeah, go ahead, Gigi.
No, that exactly what came to mind as I heard Marco over there struggling. I was like, you used to do this all the time, bro. Like with sneakers. Like, why are you shocked?
No, I wasn't shocked though. I was just like, oh, I'm trying to add. Like, I wasn't really struggling. Like, I knew what to expect. I knew it'd be a ship process. I was hoping it would be wrapped up because it was 300. Like, it should have been sold out within the first 30 minutes. The fact that it dragged out over 2 hours, I think that something wasn't right.
We're also beginning our annual awards nominations, so that's going to be fun. I also have, I guess, for you guys, a decision. Do you want to go straight into trivia for month 2 of the hot seat, or do you want to go with normal questions? I got a lot of shit on my trivia last week. I thought it was excellent. So I have questions for both. And then, there was some Hot Toy stuff. We're going to talk about the Thailand event, kind of like what we did tonight. But honestly, it's pretty old news by now, so, we'll probably spend more time on the awards stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it should be a good stream. Very excited for that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to a lot of passion that we've been bringing recently, and just a lot of just fun. We've been having some awesome streams. So, Zach, thank you for joining, man. Appreciate you hopping on and with the grabbing a mask and.
Dude, I literally can't see
He's
or
gonna
hear.
suffocate.
Oh my god!
It's so dark in this helmet. I wonder if there's
Literally
a
gonna
way
pass
I could
out.
show you how dark it is. Like, here, let me. That's how dark it is. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay,
Here we go.
let's see.
Like, imagine
Oh, I was gonna say
looking
we're
at y'all through this dark ass like.
Oh no, that's bro. I sweat so much too. That would just be like that's a non-starter.
That's literally
right
how
there.
it's been this whole time, but it's been fun.
You've been an absolute trooper, and appreciate you joining us. So I think with that, more to come on our channel. If you're catching us for the first time, go back and check out the other episodes we've done. Do a lot of cool stuff from, I think Dean and I are going to do hopefully a review of Black Adam. Zach, if you get to see that before then, please jump on. And yes, we'll do the Bargain Bin Bros and all the hits. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining tonight. Hope everyone had a happy Halloween. And with that, Gigi, if you wouldn't mind, take us out.
Bye.